Welcome to the show.
Are you welcoming me to the show? You're welcoming me.
Yeah, I thought I'd start off with a lot of energy.
With a welcome, like a warm...
We would discuss really important topics.
Oh, yeah?
And there's humour.
Okay.
And we put a lot of effort into this.
Ah, yeah. Could do more. Yeah. Could do more.
Yeah, but I was busy.
You were busy. You were busy. Oh, yeah? What were you busy doing?
Constructing this fucking city.
Okay.
You can see my good work outside the window.
Uh-huh. The library?
No, the more modern stuff.
Oh.
The library was built hundreds of years ago. You're silly.
Well, you said good stuff, so... No, it's a good view. It's a good view. We have a nice view of a library, a church, a school that has slime art.
Yeah, but it's a good view to yoga too.
Yeah.
How about that? Every day of the week for 4 or 5 weeks? 1 week?
Are you asking me a question? What's the question?
How long have we been doing yoga every day?
Not 4 or 5 weeks. 10 days.
10 days, that's insane.
10 days, yeah.
I'm in the cult.
Yeah, no, it's very... I never thought I'd be this person. I dabbled with yoga once, and it was good. I went, to the park 3 days a week, took a yoga class, $10 a class, somebody I knew. She was good. It was good. Then never again. Pretty much never again.
I can't believe I used to make fun of it. I used to say it's for fruitcakes.
Well, now you're doing it with...
lollygaggers and sissy boys.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm like 15 years too late. I know the trend is over, but I'm all in.
Well, I was on the phone with my friend Luke, and he was like, you're better than everybody if you do yoga. Mind you, he doesn't do any yoga, but he's like, nope, it's on my list. I want to be a yoga guy.
It's been on my list for ages as well. I feel that you just put it there, you go, I'll get round to it. I'm so glad that someone created a virus and gave me the time.
Gave you the time. Well, I know this is really... I feel like this is really... This is not the person that I thought I was, but we do it together.
Yeah. Don't
tell anybody? So do you want me to create a scenario where you and I are living in one room, but separately
we do yoga at different times, yeah.
Doing yoga.
Yeah, and then the other person just blushes in the corner with headphones on going, so embarrassing.
The other person just jerks off.
We invite our neighbours in and there's a cover charge.
And that's how we're surviving the pandemic.
Yeah, whole movies. No, because we watched that documentary about that yoga rapist.
Yeah, and you. And
that didn't turn me off at all. That just made me
want to molest people.
No, not just that. No, the thing was in that documentary, everyone that was molested and or raped, they were interviewed on the camera. And then we looked at them and we're like, what age are they? And then this happened fucking 25 years ago and everyone looks 32.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
no,
you give a little, you get a little, you know what I mean? There's a bit of pull and pull in this world.
I mean, they do look good. And I think both you and I, we want to, we have the same goal. We want to look like drug-addled but strong.
Drug muscles.
Yeah, that's how you put it.
Sinewy.
I go for svelte. I like svelte.
Gaunt.
Tanned. See, I don't need tanned. I want
Do you ever see a homeless person who's tanned and gaunt?
No, because
they look
we're
amazing.
In Australia
they look
in the
amazing
winter.
To a certain degree. They look good. Besides their face always looks. But you can see collarbones and you can see individual muscles. There's a shine there that some of them have down. Summertime homeless.
The
best kind of homeless.
Like Hampton's homeless.
Yeah, pussy ass homeless. It's like I'm homeless from May to September.
And
then when shit gets real,
I go to my
mom's mansion.
Yeah, no. So definitely, I like that look. I like when clothes. I don't wear tight clothes, but I like when clothes hang off of you. You know, like you're moments away from death, but you've made a deal with the devil. No, you're never gonna die.
The media has been trying to demonize being too skinny for a while now because a couple of fucking teenage girls, like always, take it too far.
Yeah.
But being a bit underweight, looking a bit unhealthy, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's cool too. I would never...
Heroin chic.
Yep, that was a thing, and I think it's still a thing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that was the 90s supermodel look.
I thought I came up with it.
How in the world did you think you came up with that classic model
thought
look
it was
of the
fucking-
90s? That is exactly what it was called, heroin chic. Everybody looked like near death, and like they didn't care. Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, like ugh.
Yeah, I like that. They should bring that back.
Yeah, we're bringing that
I'm
back.
bringing that back.
See, like health goth, my thing. That's
Hell,
yeah. So it's like you're healthy.
You jog, but you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I am too.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more, because I have a more Eastern twinge of what's going on with me. Like it's more yoga based as well.
Oh, yours is more yoga based?
So I maybe like a kind of Swami opioid kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I should wear that thing on my head that Bikram guy wore. His rape hat.
Well, only if you're going to be raping. So,
No.
you know, if you're going to wear the uniform, you got to sell the cookies. That's all I'm saying.
I want to do Bikram. I know that's the one, that's the demon one, but that's the one I want to do. The heat. I want the heat. The heat needs to be
If
involved.
you do it in the bathroom, you can just turn on the shower and it'll steam it right up. And then
I think I need to do it with glass.
Good luck with going to a class, man.
No, in the new world.
Yeah, okay.
In the new world, when they invent masks that...
Yeah, I can't even plan for the new world. As you've experienced, it gives me anxiety to even try to consider making a plan for a world that does not yet exist.
It does exist in cool places where people don't care
Okay.
about their elderly or
Now
they're
see,
sick.
here, this is where I'm trying to figure out, like, because you've had to talk me down already. So are you playing it up for the mic? Because you've had to tell me, but now you're
Are we
telling me
going to
something
troll
different.
each other's mental health again? Just drive each other insane. No, I don't care anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
now when I do yoga, I'm above the virus. I know
Oh.
that seems weird. That does seem weird, but I am kind of above it. Because my breathing now, you know what Leslie, whatever her name.
Yeah, I play one woman teaching yoga one time, and you are the loyalty you have to this person.
Good voice.
It's fine. Like, it is fine. Tell me what you like about her. This was funny when you did this the other day.
Clear and positive thoughts, clear and positive communications, and clear and positive intentions.
Well, no, she actually says clear and loving, but it doesn't matter.
Fuck,
But
fucking whore, that dumb bitch.
But that's what you like about her, yeah?
Yeah, because I thought it's nice.
Okay, but that's
It's nice. I don't know if I buy into it, but it's nice.
Okay.
I want to be like her.
But you realize
She seems enlightened.
that is like the very basis of like yoga. You know what I mean? All of them have some shit like that to say. Either at the beginning or during or at the end. They're always like, and now we'll seal the practice and like know that you are loved. Like shit like that. Like they've all got that. She doesn't have the monopoly on, clear and loving positive intentions
You
and
say I'm
communications.
falling for the cult hook and sinker.
I mean, I'm saying like
If there's a yoga cult, I'd probably get involved to a certain degree.
yoga is a cult, and that's
Wow,
fine.
I'm already in.
But you've blindly chosen your leader without even experiencing the others.
No, I don't want another leader.
Yeah, you just want Leslie Fightmaster, who is fine. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I could.
What's the bet she's 75 years old as well, and that's how she looks. I have a feeling she's ancient.
Well,
Yoga
no.
keeps you young forever.
Yeah, and that's what I'm personally looking for.
And it actually is proven to fight off the virus if you have it.
Where the fuck did you? You just made that
Well,
up.
you know when you look inside yourself and you get answers. I look
Ketamine?
inside and yoga. I wonder if you can combine those two.
I haven't found any answers doing yoga. I find it keeps me distracted and it's making me more muscular. But answers, no. I'm not thinking when I'm doing it.
I wonder,
You're supposed to
will
focus
yoga
on
make
your
me better
breath.
at fighting? I've been feeling really emasculated lately.
Well, that's what a marriage to me will do to you,
Oh, this isn't the 70s.
That was a joke. Jesus.
This isn't the 70s. That retard 70s show. You were saying?
I think you were saying.
Oh, something.
I like that where you're like, no, after you.
Oh yeah, no, I just don't know if I think I'm becoming a pussy. Like everyone's becoming a pussy these days, especially men.
I haven't heard about this, but go on.
Yeah, men's masculinity is getting attacked by you can't even bloody do a rape anymore without fucking
Everybody
without
having something to
everyone
say
fu-
about it.
everyone finding you lose your job as a general labourer in a failing company. No one will cancel me because I don't do rapes.
Yeah, no, and I like that about you. That's one of the things I one of the qualities that drew me to you is that you don't rape.
So you're calling me a pussy?
You can take that however you want.
That's the emasculation I'm talking about.
Well, it's your choice. You should learn from yoga. It's your choice to choose.
I might start baking and wearing a fucking dress.
We don't have an oven, which we learned last week. I actually just want to talk about this. We don't have an oven. You can wear the dress. I don't care. I actually tried to get you to put on a dress.
My friend Liam was wearing a dress for a while, and his philosophy was like, it's really comfortable.
Well, I wanted you to put on that dress so I could, because you're slightly bigger than me, and I'm trying. We don't have a tape measure here. We don't have anything here. No can opener or tape measure. It's fine though. You have the basics. But I'm trying to sell this very expensive dress that I found in a thrift store. But somebody asked me, they want to know
the tit size.
Yeah, and I figured if I put the dress on you, because it's like spandex, I would get a better idea. Because I've already had the dress on.
Does she need fucking space or no space?
She needs space. She needs 40 inches, like around.
She's got big tits.
Yeah, it's a large. And it's a large. The dress is a large, even though it's spandex.
I was just thinking if you're a really creepy guy, you're trying to sell a dress, they're like, send me pictures and I'll figure it out if it fits you. Yeah, no, the other one. No, your ass.
Now your butthole.
Right, get right in there.
But yeah, I was going to ask you to, well, I did. I said, would you put on the dress? And then I was going to kind of like try to figure out if it fits 40 inches.
I feel like I could wear a dress and just have an attitude about it.
Well,
it's like when you use my name on the phone.
Like when I pretend to be you?
You pretend to be me because I'm too socially retarded to make my own phone calls. So you pretend to be me, and then they're like, sir, no, what do they call you?
No. Well, yeah, that's what they do, because I'll be like, I now have all your details. I know all your details. So they'll be like, what's your name? And I'm like, Mark O'Keefe. And then they'll say, thank you, miss or ma'am. And I'm like, that's sir.
Yeah, and then they go,
yeah, no, it's amazing because you start getting better service very quickly.
You can hear them shit their pants.
Yeah, because I feel like my voice is low enough to where I could be
on
transitioning.
Hormones.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, yeah, that's right. It's Mark, motherfucker,
Someone's going to get you back.
And you're just sitting in the corner like, hee, giggling like a little girl, like role
great.
Reversal. No, but it's a nice, I think, like, I'm good at taking care of that kind of stuff. Making sure you get refunds for things that you paid for but services you didn't receive, like with airlines.
Just don't like all the numbers and letters involved.
I understand. And then, you're
Spell
good.
checks, the typing.
Yeah, no,
the awkward silences on the phone when I ask them how they're doing. I'm like,
What'd you call me? Queen of admin?
Yeah, you're queen of admin.
I mean, that's not like something I'm proud of. But
you're a real woman, all right.
A real woman?
Yeah, our marriage is kind of like a classical 50s marriage, isn't it?
Go on.
Because you and your bacon in the kitchen and me going out fucking making the bacon, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Going out fucking using a hammer on a block.
Well, I haven't been baking anything in the kitchen because we don't have an oven, which proved to be. I think we were. Did we explain where we are? We're kind of in this we're in this university housing.
Yeah, student housing. Student
housing, but it's like the nicest student housing I've ever seen.
It's very nice.
Like if I.
There is a man though. He's still doing the laps.
Yeah, that is.
I was angry before. Now I'm so over. Now I'm like worried about it. How can you keep your mental health going?
And not lose your mind.
Not lose your mind by just walking
around
a hallway, the perimeter of a hallway, endlessly. 14 hours a day with no headphones.
I don't.
It's crazy.
And I wonder if he's doing it now.
He is doing it now. I wonder if it's someone's uncle, and he's just they just put him out in the morning, and then they just leave. It's very strange.
I mean, this is an interesting exercise in just because we've obviously noticed him, and he has noticed us.
Oh yeah, well I know him by look, and he knows me by look. There's recognition in.
When I've I used to smile, which doesn't matter because you're wearing a mask. So I'm like, I'm just smiling to no one, You can kind of see it in the eyes.
You should be able to pull down your mask and smile at someone. That's important, I think, to show your emotions.
Yeah,
I'm going to make demands.
Yeah, I like to smile at people right before I murder them. So I feel like...
Fucking you should be sure. Imagine, you're probably going to get in prison for flashing a smile next.
Change the definition of flasher.
Yeah.
Your dick can be out, but not that smile.
Your dick can be out, but not your mouth. It's crazy. I was saying that yesterday. If I was in the supermarket, I'd rather be shirtless and look insane with a mask in winter time in the supermarket then be like maskless and be everyone probably starts shouting at you.
You were saying that yesterday.
Yes.
But, well, yeah, he's walking around, and we're in the student dorm, and there's no smoking
No smoking.
allowed.
No.
Which is fine.
No,
because
smoking indoors is for fucking animals anyway.
I agree. But because there's an 8 p.m. curfew, and there's police all over the place, you know, if you want to dabble in you know...
But it's all,
Yeah, let's come up with a word.
weed.
Yeah, if you want
It's
to...
a good word, isn't it?
Yeah, accurate. Well, we can't go out together, and I'm... You know, for all of the crazy shit I've done in my life, I do cower.
No, you're a pussy when it comes to law enforcement.
Like, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to deal with it. I don't
either, but I feel I have control over, you know... I see when I go, I look at them, I look where they are, and I take note.
That's
and I put
fine.
my back to the wall. Like.
But I'm from America, and you see what our cops do, and like
to black people, not to you.
Fair, but they do fuck with people. You know what I mean? Like, I had the cops call on me a lot by my mom growing up, and even though nothing bad happened, you know, there becomes a negative association. Excuse me.
COVID, TB.
Yeah.
AIDS.
All of it.
COVID, TB, AIDS. Yoga will fix that right up.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're doing it. But, yeah, there's a negative association. I mean, I just would rather not deal with them for any reason. So it's like, if I'm doing something that I know could attract them toward me in a time where they're literally trolling the streets,
there's
my comfort level for doing that thing that's illegal becomes lower.
Yeah, no.
So I had to find a way, because you had bought way too much weed.
No, not enough. I don't
for the amount of time. Well, now, who knows? But for the amount of time we had left at the rate we were smoking, too much. So then I got into learning about how to eat it. Which, like, you know, I've done before when something was presented to me. But you're apparently, you know, there's like a decarb process where you, like, bake it on a tray with an oven. But that smells. So I basically had to learn how to decarb it without an oven and without any smell. And I have successfully learned a new skill. Thank you, coronavirus.
Yeah,
lockdown.
a real toddler Walter White in your little kitchen cooking.
Thank you. Yeah, my dorm kitchen.
Breaking Bad, breaking
think,
okay.
I think that is a great skill, though. I'm personally thrilled by this. I was successful. The first try, not successful. Second try, very successful.
No, you did good.
Yeah.
I didn't because remember I fucked it up the first time by using the microwave.
That's what I meant the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I read the wrong thread.
No, you did it. You did everything that it said to do, but I think we didn't let it decarb in the oil long enough before eating it. But now I've learned to decarb it to where I could do anything with it, including just sprinkling it on some
you just have what
peanut butter. That's and yep, you just mix it with a little fat, and then you're good to go. And you know, I'm basically. I think we're going to start a business when we get back to London.
We're going to make cookies and t-shirts.
Cookies and t-shirts.
The t-shirts are going to be highly offensive. That's more my side of the.
That's your jurisdiction.
Yeah, I've already said it before, but I'm gonna. A lot of this virus is a hoax. T-shirts and masks, especially the masks. I don't want people just wearing the t-shirt without the mask, because I feel like I get some heat for that.
So what's going to happen, it very similar to what's happened with this podcast, is you become the fucking talent, and then I'm going to be the person having to produce it. Because I feel like you're going to be like, here's my idea for a t-shirt, and then I'm going to be the one with the iron-on letters. Meanwhile, also cooking weed in the kitchen.
Yeah, but you got skills, like, you know what I mean?
No, I don't. I
got ideas.
Yeah, you know what's... I never signed up to produce this podcast, but yet here I am. I am the one.
You were tricked into it. The way I was tricked into being in my yoga cult. These things happen.
I thought you were going to be like the way I was tricked into marriage, and I was going to be like, good one. But, yeah, you did trick me. You did trick me into... Because I was very foolish. For whatever reason, I knew completely that you don't know how to spell, you don't know how to use a computer, you barely know how to use your phone, and I thought you were going to produce this entire podcast.
That's crazy.
I know.
It's insane.
I don't know what I
would have recorded it on my phone and just put it on my Facebook page. It would have made no sense.
You know, the feedback I keep getting is like, you're the little star, too, which, like... I'm sitting here and
I don't want any feedback. We don't want feedback.
Well, I want feedback.
Oh, do you? I don't.
What do you mean you don't want feedback?
This is kind of like, this is chic podcasting.
Fuck, I was actually supposed to ask something because I did get feedback and then, oh yeah, well, my friend, I don't want to say their name, they hate our theme song. The one Richie did. I know. It makes me sad because I like it, but he was like, every time.
But he did it for free.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
We paid him.
No, but it's a good. Well, but it's highly produced. It sounds nice, and he wrote it. But my friend was like, I have to skip it every time because having to hear it every time, I'm annoyed.
Yeah, but
it was fun the first time.
I think but I think everyone skips the intros.
Do you skip the intros of other podcasts?
Yeah. Unless you want to hear about fucking Blue Chew.
Because my friend was like, oh, see, you want it to be a positive experience from beginning to end. Okay. And he was like, I would suggest changing your theme song because I don't like it. And I was like, I like it. I think it's fine.
Well, you can suggest...
It's weird. It's weird. You hear, like, the thing is I feel like the reaction when you hear the theme song, the reaction I had the first time also happens to be the reaction that if I have played it for somebody, they have, where you're kind of like, what the fuck is this? You know?
We should just steal a theme tune from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Well, I'd originally had it be... No.
That would be great. How long until we'd have to...
Until we're sued and then we actually have nothing?
They're not going to sue us.
How do you know they're not going to sue us?
They're going to jew us.
Okay, how do you know they're not going to sue us?
Because it was...
Because we don't have anything?
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
They don't know that. They don't know that until they sue us.
No, they wouldn't even find out.
Well, you know what's interesting? So we didn't watch this whole movie, but I've seen it. But do you remember I was telling... It's called Escape from Tomorrow?
I don't remember you telling me this.
Well, we started to watch this movie back in North Melbourne.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, Escape from Tomorrow. I saw it in the theaters when it came out. It was an independent movie that was filmed on location in both Disneyland and Disney World in America.
Oh, yeah, no, I started watching it with you.
We started watching
it. I want to watch the rest of that.
Well, we were using that, website.
I want to watch that.
But that's the thing. It's not on any streaming platforms, and this is why. So, the movie came out, and it was filmed on location at Disneyland and Disney World, but, guerrilla style, with camcorders, illegally. And basically, I've read a lot about how the production happened. They had the actors, and they were like a family, and what they would do is they would arrive and wait before the park would open, because there's scenes of the different lands. There's Tomorrowland and whatever the fuck, Fantasyland. I have no idea, but you know how there's different lands.
Yoga Land.
Yeah, sure, Yoga Land. Okay, and they're all in Disneyland. There's scenes where they're just deserted. There's no people. So they would, for those shots, arrive before the park even opened and run to that to get that shot and pretend to be filming like they were tourists because tourists are allowed to film and film their family. And that's how they filmed this entire movie, pretending like they were all a big family taking these videos. But really they were filming this psychedelic movie that included... voyeurism of a father to teenage girls on the lot, in the park, Disneyland Park.
Were they actresses, the teenage girls?
They were actresses, yeah.
I mean, it could have been a very edgy movie otherwise.
But that... yeah, right?
It was just really out in the wild, a real...
I mean, well, this is still pretty edgy because it's the thing, I'm not going to ruin anything for anybody who hasn't seen it, but I mean, it's basically a commentary of marketing and capitalism in Disneyland, you know what I mean? And selling the idea of happiness, but really it's a lot of misery and people are crushed in it. And then you have this family and this dad is super unhappy and he's looking at teenage girls sexually and they're being sexual, whatever, right? So they've done this all at Disneyland and Disney World, right? Which is the opposite of what Disneyland is. Yeah. Disney is trying to put out there. So this movie comes out, and so when you're seeing all this and you're seeing these images of Disneyland, I was like, how the fuck did they get away with this? What the fuck? And basically when Disney found out about the film, they decided to do nothing. They did absolutely nothing, because had they sued the production...
Yeah, fuck, they're smart.
Yeah, they would have brought all this attention to the movie, and then everybody would have been I want to go see that movie, and then they would have watched the movie, and so...
Maybe we'll give it a little bump.
What do you mean?
Because we're kind of marketing it now.
Well, it was I like look. I'm not gonna say it's like the best movie I've ever seen, but it is a movie that I've never seen any movie that filmed in that way, like at a place of such notoriety that really twisted it into just because like some weird shit goes down in the movie. Really weird images that are burned into my mind. That
sexy 14-year-olds.
It's not even sexy 14-year-olds. It's just very kind of scary, psychedelic stuff that now I associate with Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Which, like, you could have anyway if you were weird and thought enough about, like, Disney as a whole. But, like, it was awesome. And then when you find out Disney was just like, fuck them, do nothing. You're like, that is so baller. Like, how many lawyers they must have. Like, they could have crushed those people. But they were like, it's better for our brand.
They just want their art out there, isn't it? So they're like, we know how to fuck you.
Yeah, and
by saying nothing. You'd be like begging them to. You go up to Walt's door and show the VCR through the letterbox.
Yeah. When as a result, nobody really knows about this movie. I mean, it's like really like the handfuls of people that might have seen it in New York because it was released at like IFC in New York. I think that's where I saw it. And, then maybe whatever, LA, a couple independent theaters, but that's like it. Because if it's not popular, it doesn't gain any traction. So the movie was made and eventually just totally forgotten.
We should do one, maybe.
Well,
guerrilla style movie making.
Yeah, okay.
Like in a museum.
Okay, what museum is open?
When we're in the UK.
When we're in the UK.
We'll go to the Tate Modern. And we'll just start fucking vandalising art. But like I'll do it on the phone and you like sign your name to the bottom of it and I'll sign my name to the bottom and we'll like, put little smiley faces on some of the artwork. We'll video it and we'll put it on our social media.
I don't know how you think...
if we become millionaires.
I have no idea how you think we're going to get away with that. They have people watching to make sure people don't do dumb shit like that in those museums.
I know.
I know you know.
Just playing around.
Well,
Trying to gain some friends online.
What friends?
I don't know.
Okay. Well.
I haven't talked to anyone besides you in days.
That's true. Are you okay?
Well, Monday I guess I was talking to, but
who'd you talk? Oh yeah, Monday. Yeah.
It's when you work. The thing about work is who you work with.
Right.
Once you're not an asshole, that's all you ask for. But sometimes people can be a lot of work, especially if you're 21 years old and you have severe ADD. And you're Australian, you're like, get out, mate, and you see a car pass and you have to make a sound like vroom vroom. It's like pleasant. You're a pleasant kid, but my God, are you hard work.
Well, that was kind of like where we were living.
Yeah.
When we first moved here. It doesn't mean anybody's like... It's just like personalities don't always mesh, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes...
Some people are draining as well.
It's like to hold a conversation that should be fun about, music can become something that makes you feel like I never want to hear music again.
I can tell I'm draining, because I'm so awkward and I can't really hit into a conversation quickly or smoothly, and I can see the drain in other people's eyes when I'm trying to make fucking shitty weather conversation.
See, it's interesting because it's like you've communicated this to me, but I've never had this experience.
No, I can see. I'm almost telekinetically saying it to them, going, "I know I'm draining you. I will be gone in a minute. This is tough for me." We just because when some people you don't really connect with, and you have to talk to them, and it's like because you can't just go, you can't say that because that's not who our civilized societies are built. You can't just go to someone and goes, "Oh, me and you don't, we don't gel." So you have to just go. The weather is.
Yeah, but I mean, you can. Shit. Like if you have to see that person again, you can eventually turn it into
in comedy, especially doing stand up because there's so many people you have to meet.
But that's what I'm saying is like you find you don't gel in conversation, you can eventually turn that into a hey, how's it going, and like you keep it moving.
Hey, you suck the energy out of the room. I don't want to be around you. No, I can't.
But sometimes people look. I can say hi and talk to anybody. It doesn't mean I like it. And then, some people are so draining where you turn it into just, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. Love your jacket. Yeah. Whatever. And that person might actually click with like 5 other people who you feel the same way about. And then they're not draining to each other. They love it. They're fueling each other. Yeah. They're just draining.
You can't just say like when you speak, your whole accent and everything makes me nauseous. You can't say that.
I mean, you can, but it's gonna cause an effect,
Yeah, you can't say like when I have to look in your face, it makes me sad for some reason.
The problem is if you're focusing on that when you're talking to them, then you can never find a way to have a genuine interaction.
Like, I can have genuine. Some people have good energy you can flow right into.
I agree.
Some people are good with everyone as well. Do you ever those people? Fuck them. You know?
You don't think I'm good with everyone?
Yeah, you're good with people in a social situation where you don't know everyone that well.
Yeah, but for example, like ways that I'm not necessarily good with everyone, it's like living with people. I'm actually, I would say, I don't want to say difficult to live with, but I'm like a grumpy old man in my environment. And as a result, I've like lived in New York in an environment that I control. Yep,
Have you
lived in New York for 15 years where it was like kind of like my way or the highway. Now, with that said, I'm flexible. You know what I mean? Like, I've chosen roommates that were like really like we're opposites but we mesh well, and then I've chosen roommates where you think it's gonna work out and it's like a total fucking nightmare, and like I don't even want to come out of my room even though it's my home and I control everything.
Yeah, but there's something fun about living with someone who's mentally deranged for a while.
No, not when you want money from them.
Oh yeah.
See, if you have to be the responsible one and be in charge and try to get money out of a crazy person, that drives me nuts. It's the Mo situation.
It's only fun when it's someone else's problem. I see that.
Yeah, it's fun to watch somebody else have to deal with a nightmare situation. It's another thing to be the one dealing with it. You know?
I lived with a few mentally deranged people. I lived in a squat though for a while. And there was people that's why my living standards are so much lower than yours. You'll never get to my standards. No one should. I mean,
was gonna say.
I mean, that was a step above homelessness. And not for any particular reason. Just because.
Did you have? I mean, I was talking with my friend Luke today about this, like about humor. You know, like Luke had a very unusually dark childhood upbringing.
Oh, I hope it's not molestation.
He was not molested.
Okay, Bikram, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't do yoga as a child.
He didn't do yoga, okay.
But he had a very unusual upbringing, and as a result, has a very dark sense of humor.
Yeah, I think those things are aligned.
And I'm sure he'd be fine with me saying what it is, but I'm going to ask him before I ever do. But I mean, he has actually. Well, no, there's a joke he's letting me have, and I'll tell it to you.
Yeah, go on.
Did I? I might have already said it on here about the appendix removed. I think I did say it on here.
I don't remember it. So.
Well, fuck. Now I want to like say it, but I hate. That's one of the things I hate about podcasting, right? Is because I'm sitting here.
No one's gonna remember.
Well, if it was a good joke, in theory, they would remember.
Do it from the top.
Okay. Well,
Welcome to the stage. Catherine Henson. She's from New York.
You wouldn't open with this joke, and I never really worked it out. That's why I think I've said this to you before.
You have said to me. I just remembered.
You remember?
I can't remember the punchline though.
Well, it was just like it basically it was like I've dated guys, kind of like with a dark history, like my friend Luke or my ex. He is my ex anyway, but like when he was a teenager, his dad shot himself while driving. And, suicide's really serious and it affects people and your family forever. Like, even now his little brother has a girlfriend and she had to get her appendix removed. And he was at the hospital with her and he was like, Doc, is everything going to be okay? And the doctor was like, oh, yeah, appendix removal, very standard. We do multiple of them a day. It's no big deal at all. And his little brother was like, are you sure? Because my dad had his appendix removed and he shot himself. And
while driving?
Yeah, while driving.
I think I described the perfect suicide on this podcast. Yeah, remember, it was similar.
Yeah, but he was on the highway.
Yeah, driving's a thing.
The point is Luke, like, and his little brother, like, Luke told me that story, and I was like, that's really funny, and he said I could, like, if I wanted to, I was like, can I work it into a joke, like, about me and whatever, and dark humor, and that's what we were talking about today. It's like, people have had, like, sort of a checkered past or like dark history are into dark humor pretty like unabashedly, like, because he's dating a new young lady who's had a very nice life, and she's not getting the jokes. She doesn't like the jokes, what I mean? And like, I dated a guy who I called the motorcycle princess. Similar situation. Like, on paper he should have been everything I wanted. He had long hair, motorcycle, job, money. His family was supportive, still talking. He had a childhood that didn't involve rape or abandonment or murder, all the things. They like collected records, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, my dad taught me about music, and he had
my dad's a hipster loser.
Yeah, all this shit. But I was like, okay, like all of these things are like good, like boxes to check, right? Especially because I'm like, well, I have a family of 2 people and 3 of them hate me. You know what I mean? And like, but the issue that I had with that guy was that we could not talk about everything. Like, there was like real limits there.
He didn't like your jokes about yeast.
Beyond yeast, he didn't like dry. He didn't. At one time, my mom had sent me a box of chocolates in the mail that were from California, See's Candy. She had sent me the chocolate. My roommate had put it on the counter. My dog ate all of it. Yeah, well, and so I get home and I see that my dog's tried to commit suicide. So I'm like, fuck. And like, I just got off the motorcycle and this dude, and I'm like, look, I'm really sorry. I need to make my dog throw up, now because he's consumed all the chocolate and he'll die. And the guy was like, oh, that's gross. And I'm like, yeah, well, I've had to do it before and I'm going to do it. And like, you can come, but I got to go do it outside. So I got the dog to he's now learned that ice cream is a bad thing because I mix it with hydrogen peroxide, because that's how you do it. That's how you make the dog vomit like safely. Is like you put in, they drink it, and it induces the vomiting. So I'm like inducing the vomiting of the dog, and the dog's puking, and this dude's going, and I'm like, okay, don't even look at it. Like I'm like, and like I can like watch the dog vomit and even examine the vomit, and have like unwavering.
Did the chocolate come out?
Yes, of course. All of it came out. The dog is still alive.
Try the chocolate?
Did I try the chocolate? Only the one that I really wanted, which was the Bordeaux bar. Because I was like, God damn you. But that's not even like the worst of it. Like this dude, I think, God, again, I don't know if I've talked about him before, but like the thing, like the example that I really use here about this guy was like one day we were talking about Khalif Browder, because a friend of mine worked on this documentary that came out on Spike TV that Jay-Z produced about Khalif Browder, who was a teenager in the Bronx who had a couple priors, but basically got sent to Rikers Island when he was 16.
Committed suicide after.
And he committed suicide after, yeah.
I'm aware of the story.
Okay, so we were talking about him, and then we got talking about, like, prison rape. And this guy, the motorcycle princess, was like, if I was raped in prison, I would kill myself.
What a pussy.
And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like after one? I was like, women are raped every single day and continue to live their lives. I mean, like, granted, they have to, you have to go through the healing and all your life is forever changed, but they don't just kill themselves after one. So I was like, would you kill yourself after one? Or like how many rapes?
Suck it up and put on a dress?
Well,
You're someone's girlfriend now.
Yeah, fine. And I'm like, really? Like, you would end your life after, And I was like, how many really, though? And he looked at me and he was like, you need to change the subject. Like, seriously, And for me, I'm like, well, if I can't, like, talk to you casually about this, then we can't do that. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's the idea that his life had been so precious and so nice that even, like, a challenging idea... things were gross or off limits or this or that and the other, that for me, I'm like, well, if I can't, like, this just came up. It's not like I wrote in my notebook, talk to him about prison rape and how many his butthole could take. That wasn't like, it just came up. But the fact, like, we couldn't talk through that because it made him squeamish. I was like, and I think it has to do with his upbringing. So I was going to say to you, how was your upbringing? Because you like very dark stuff.
Very pleasant.
Yeah.
I think it's because I wasn't good at boxing, so I think I got like CTE maybe.
What is it?
Whatever, that your brain is all fucking a bit mushed from sports.
Your brain is mushed from sports.
Yeah, that would explain it, wouldn't it?
You keep talking to me about how your brain doesn't work in a way that makes me think your brain works fine. Like I'm
just good at analyzing myself.
Well, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people whose brains aren't mush from sports can't or won't even examine.
I have a feeling yoga is going to help my mind.
I just think...
Leslie.
I mean, I'm not going to dispute that, like, the way you say you feel about your mind and how you communicate. However, I think it's probably something you notice more than other people.
I have a bad
At least
memory.
with me. I have a horrible memory. Do you realize I've just said 2 things and I'm like, have I already talked about this on this podcast?
And I have no
fucking
idea.
Well, you don't know. I don't know. You know, we can't even remember a fucking movie we watched 2 nights ago.
What day of the week is it even? In this fucking
Is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. See,
Time doesn't exist in here.
No.
All that exists is yoga.
God,
I'm
okay.
just getting more and more stretches. I want to fold myself like a chair and tuck myself under the bed. That's my dream.
To be put away.
Yeah. See, look, I'm trying to remember what's the word when you go to sleep.
Shavasana.
Shavasana. I fucking love that. Shavasana.
But you don't go to sleep. It's rest.
Hmm?
We've had this conversation.
I Shavasana for 8 hours last night.
Okay. It's not. It's not sleeping. It's resting.
I am bringing yoga terms into my everyday.
Yeah, but Shavasana means rest, not sleeping.
I'm getting a bit Shavasana of you right now, to be honest.
What is the fuck does that mean?
I'm tired.
You're getting tired.
Rest. Shit. I thought it was onto a good one.
Well, yeah. So, you know, I think we have to do yoga again right now, speaking of the devil.
I can't wait.
I just, what a weird thing. Like,
I've made fun of it so much. I should be eating my words, but
I
get it. I get it now.
Yeah, but I mean, if I look really hot, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it's all that matters really, to be gaunt right now. To be thin. Don't get thin back.
Yeah, like
I was going to make fat like really popular before I was going to yoga. I was going to really eat myself into a few bigger sizes of pants.
Yeah, you were
know?
talking about that.
I thought it'd be great. I thought it'd help my comedy to be fat.
Yeah, another unfounded why?
I start laughing when I see a fat guy just walk on stage. I'm like, look at him. A fat guy with a burger going up to the microphone and eating and doing that makes me laugh. Just JD of it.
Who did that?
I don't know.
Nobody. No, fat people don't just walk on stage holding food.
I used to do this bit where I used to wear a Burger King crown on my head.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God, I used to go on stage.
So you were a prop comic?
There was one prop, and
yeah, no, I don't care if it was one prop. That's the definition of prop comic.
I'd open with, me and the girlfriend are fighting again.
Oh God.
You know, we're meant to be vegans, and she found out I've been eating meat. I don't know what. I have no idea. You know, and then it was worded better. You know what? That's exactly how the audience looked, and a lot of the time I'd have to continue on with the 10 minutes or whatever.
Could you describe the look?
Like, but I don't know. I feel like the fat people used to laugh. They used to get it, and then it's really tough trying to do your whole set with jokes that are unrelated to Burger King while wearing a Burger King hat. You look like you've made a huge mistake.
Yeah, because you have. So you know,
I love
call
that.
a spade a spade. I did see. I haven't really gotten on social media recently.
Don't, it's poison.
It's horrible. Yeah, you really notice how poisonous it is.
Yeah, you still have a peak sometimes though.
Well, I get on it every couple days to like check messages because like I'm a teenager and somehow that's the sole way of communicating with people I know. Mm-hmm. And also, you know, I post a thing from time to time, but I'm trying to really just like disconnect whatever. I don't have a career to post about, so I have no reason to be on it. It's serving me in no way positively. However, I did see something where a comic it was one of the comics in New York where actually, you know, to circle this back around to like what you can and cannot do, I eventually one day, like this is a comic I worked with regularly, and like I had followed it. This is gonna sound so stupid, and it is stupid, and you know, I guess it is what it is. But I had followed him on Instagram, and then he didn't follow me back, so I unfollowed him. I was like, fuck it, I don't need to look at this like child, you know, doing selfies, you know, who cares? And then he called me out for that, and I was like, wait, I was like, he was like, well, I'm thinking about following you, you know? And I was like, well, then I'm just not going to follow you. It doesn't matter. And he like thought I was petty to unfollow him because he wouldn't follow me. But I was like, you and I see each other multiple times a week. You'd think, but I mean, if you're thinking about it, think about it for the rest of your life. I don't really care. So then he followed me and then he unfollowed me and whatever. And so, you know, we saw each other one time. No, you weren't there. It was somebody else. And he was like, I feel like you don't like me. you know, he like said something about, I feel like you have a problem with me. And I was like, you know what? I don't really like you. I was like, I think that whole thing.
Awkward.
You know, but I mean, I was like, he said it, and he
I
was
would
like,
start talking about the weather right then.
no, but he was like, and I was like, I think it's just so, it's just weird because we have an interaction all the time. We work together at multiple clubs, you know, or quote unquote clubs, you know, and I don't really like your attitude. I was like, because he's young, but he's kind of got that attitude like big dick, you know, like, oh, I'm like the best, funniest person here. And I just, for somebody his age, I was like, I don't really like your attitude. I don't really like you, but I'll always be professional and say hi to you, and we can always like, you know, but like I don't really care about supporting you, and you clearly don't care about supporting me. And he was like, okay, fair enough. And like literally, we like would see each other and be like, hey, what's up? And he had his brother around one time, and I had a chat with him. But he got fat, and that makes me happy. That's what I saw on the internet. He got fat, and I was like, damn! And because he's a cute kid, he's like very attractive.
But a lot of people got fat in lockdown. I've been looking at people's pages. I'm looking at their pictures. I'm like, you fattened up. I respect it.
I mean, that's the thing. I guess I'm a little petty, but I was like, some people had said to me before, no, and I think he was like, I was fat growing up, and people were like, he's kind of fat, and I was like, he's not fat, but now I'm like, oh, he is fat, and like, I swear to God, that's one thing. I just, you know, maybe I'm a bitch, but I will not come out of this fatter than when I went in.
That's what social media is for. It's for checking which of your friends
are fat. Yeah.
And then taking small victories as they come.
And so I did happen to see that for the brief time I was on social media recently, and I was like, I probably need to do more yoga because this shouldn't make me happy.
Clear and positive communications, clear and positive intentions.
Yeah. Well, my intention wasn't to see him fat, and I haven't told him that I think he's fat. And I'm happy about him being fat. Yeah, so all those things are positive.
Just put it on the internet.
just his
put it
name.
On the internet. I hope he starts doing yoga. I hope he doesn't go the other way and gains more weight.
I don't want to acknowledge his existence any more than I already have.
Because that's a weight cream. What you done?
With that said, I won't say he's not funny, but he's very.
No, he's probably funnier now. Honestly, he's probably done what I was thinking of doing. Get fat, get funny.
Well, I don't even know if I'm funny anymore.
Get skinny, gaunt, get cool. Get fat, get funny. It's just you can't have both.
What do you mean? So you don't get to be skinny, gaunt, and funny?
No, you do, but you won't be fat funny. It's a different kind of funny.
Okay, well, I've never been fat funny, so I'll stick with what I was working with before all this happened. But who knows? That might all be trash at the end of this. I think about that. I've stopped thinking about that, but when I do think about that, I freak out a little bit.
I'll be okay. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, we're not going to know for a while. At least another 3 weeks, so.
Yoga cures the virus. I want that.
You want that out there.
I want that out there. Yoga cures the virus.
All right, fake news.
Wait. We have to do the...
Oh, look at you. Finally, the producer.
Thank you, Damo.
Wait. Why don't you encourage people to... No? You don't want to encourage people to...
No.
You feel like everything we do is as good as free. That's it.
Right now, I'm getting better. Listen, I'm doing some yoga. I'm self-improving. I'm going to come up with better art, better products, t-shirt company, possibly cookie company. So there's people we want to thank that support us, that give us some money every month.
Well, we do have levels of support.
We do have levels of support.
That if you want to support. There's tears.
There's tears in my eyes because I'm so happy to be with my wife.
Okay, why don't you think
my skinny wife. Being skinny is what's important right now. Unless you want to get funny, get fat.
Okay, thank the people now.
Thank you, Damo, Kevin,
$5 Patreon.
Sinead, Adam Melori, he's from around here. Just over the road, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Our main man, Noeler, yeah, deadly. He's the best person we met in Melbourne. And...
I know what you're going to say.
There's one more.
Nope, there isn't one more. Damo, Kevin, Adam, Sinead, Niall, and that's it.
Top four.
No! You fuck.
Namaste.